Hello, everybody. This is Kevin Quigley, and welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. Today's reader is Kim Cooley-Hall. She's a longtime tarot reader with a really positive disposition. She runs the Abundant Life Tarot YouTube channel, which we'll link to below. She teaches a lot of courses, and recently she's moved her entire family to the Dominican Republic from Northern California, where she shares her tropical patio with two new friends, a lizard and a gecko.
Hello everyone, I am Kim and I am a tarot reader who is from Northern California, and I have very recently, within the last month, moved to the Dominican Republic. So I am trying to set up a new reading space, trying to get, all those fun little things like lighting and ambiance and sound dealt with. So, we just roll with the punches. I am using the Light Seer's Tarot. This is a deck that I use all the time in my client readings, and I love it. I don't know why, it just works for me. So let's get started. Let's see where the Light Seers takes us. All right, Spirit. So I'm going to work with jumpers, meaning whatever card jumps, that's where we go. With the meaning, of course, not meaning, but Let's see what we come up with. Ooh, okay. Nice. Page of Swords. The good Page of Swords. I love this because let's talk about opportunities in increasing our tarot study, ways that we can do that for ourselves, especially in the times that we find ourselves in today, right? Page of Swords, tells me that this could be speaking to the new student of tarot. It could be speaking to the folks who always feels like a new student. Even if you've been doing tarot for 25 years, you're always in a state of wonderment and learning and taking it all in. New mind, as I like to call it, like just keeping it open and taking it in. The Page of Swords, we're going to go in a few different directions with this one, okay? So, because all of a sudden I had another segue that I'm going to do, I'm thinking. The Page of Swords to me speaks to, in this pandemic world, it kind of took away some opportunities where new folks and even seasoned folks could go and learn, right? You could go to the library and you could check out some books in the library. Now, many libraries, I should say, I have to say this, including my library from Sacramento, California, has online where you can download ebooks, you can get audiobooks. So, that's a resource for you, by the way. I just had to put that in there. But there was a time you could go. We had tarot groups. We actually had little tarot courses at our library. I know not every library across the country or the world would do something like that, but that's something you might can even initiate in your own community. My library, which was only like 5 minutes from my home, was very open. When they heard that I was a tarot reader, they wanted me to teach a class right before the pandemic started. They wanted me to, they would pay me, they said, a small fee to just run classes, and I thought that was cool. So I invite you that when things turn around, even if they don't, maybe you could do virtual classes, even if it's free. Putting yourself out there in the community is huge. By my putting myself out in the community, by me trying to connect with other like-minded individuals in my little area, I was able to have opportunities to learn about when a festival was happening, a local, like we would have like a Halloween little harvest festival or something that they say, hey, we want a tarot reader. Let's call Kim, let's give her a call. So you never know where it'll lead you, but for sure, it will lead you if you are in a teaching environment where you're doing like what I mentioned about helping out the library and the library helping out you. You still learn from that, and you learn how to become a better teacher, a better YouTuber, someone who could teach online courses in tarot. Someone who is working with many Page of Swords. Maybe this isn't you being in the embodiment of the Page of Swords. Maybe this is you helping the Page of Swords. And for me, this always happens. This is always a dynamic that happens. I've been doing tarot a while now and reading professionally for a while. Gosh, I've been reading professionally since I want to say solidly 2017. I started 2016, like collecting money here and there, but it became a business in 2017 for me. So I've been reading professionally like that for a little bit, and now I'm wanting to teach others, and so there's always this opportunity that I learn from each reading that I do, and each, like when I have like an interpretation that's off the beaten path, but still well within the Waite Smith interpretations, because that's my home, what I call it, my home skillet, my home study, if you will. That's my school of tarot, is the Smith Waite. But the Page of Swords is about being open to learning. I was saddened when the pandemic happened, because right before I attended the Northwest Tarot Symposium in Portland, Oregon, and I love going to tarot conferences, and I invite you to do so when you get an opportunity to, even if you have to fly. Like I live in California, but I flew to Oregon. Could have drove, but that's a long drive. But I decided to go, and I went twice, and I'm so grateful I got the opportunities to, because even the most seasoned of readers are there. You learn from them, you learn from new people, like new people know things and say things and can add to the conversation. And can you imagine just being solidly 2 to 3 days of just doing nonstop tarot and hanging out with tarot people morning, noon, and night, and shopping decks and stuff? I cannot even tell you. It's amazing. So I encourage you to do it. The first year I went, I did a all-day intensive Monday. It was just one day devoted to professional development for folks who wanted to read professionally. And I remember really like struggling as a new business owner of a tarot business, struggling with juggling working full-time in a full-on career that I have been doing for a long time, and having a family, and then my passion is tarot, and I didn't know how to make the transition to just doing it professional. I just didn't know, and this very seasoned reader, I think she had been reading for like 30, 40 years, a long time, but you could tell she was quite, like she had the best of the best jewels on. I mean, she's doing well for herself. And she was at the intensive that day. She's been doing it for years, but she was like, I can always learn something new. And I love that about her, and I take that from her as well. But she was like, do the hotlines until your actual business that you have running gets up and off the ground enough to support you. And I was like, the hotlines? What are you talking about, the hotlines? But she planted a seed. I went back and joined hotlines. I mean, I actually had already started a hotline, but I didn't take it seriously. I was a part of 2 different ones. But then I really started focusing on one, and then I started to see what she meant. I started to see, and I also started to have to make decisions of like really trimming down my budget and really downsizing and making some huge sacrifices. One of the hugest sacrifices that I had to make was the decision to relocate here. So I am really allowed to support myself and my family with my passion. But that's because I stayed in new mind, wanting to always study, wanting to always learn. And another cool thing, yes, we have a pandemic going on, but there's been online conferences going on, online tarot conferences nonstop. And also on YouTube, there's folks who do, I say conferences, but they do like summits, if you will, weekend long summits. So there are things out there you can explore to keep the knowledge learning going, and it's so important. Your business needs that. Your tarot practice needs that. Your, deepening of the study of the tarot, because I'm very much a proponent of knowing the meanings, but making them your own. But you don't do that without knowing the meanings and learning them. And I'm also a proponent of collective learning. And that could be in tarot groups where you're doing readings with each other and discussing the meanings. Not just do the readings, but then follow up by saying, hey, buddy, who we just exchanged readings, let's talk about those interpretations we came up with. What do you think about that? Having a dialogue is so important. I think that's something I see people struggle with. It's important to find someone who you guys can have those discussions. That's where the magic lies with learning, okay? So the Page of Swords, one little segue I wanted to say is sometimes we can be thwarted by a lot of new things, and we start and stop. And a lot of people gossiping about the next best thing on how to learn or the next course. Find what works best for you and stick to it, okay? That's it. Just stick to something, one thing. If it's books, finish the book. If it's taking a course online, finish the course before you start a new one. Okay. All right. Well, this has been fun. I just want to thank Kevin Quigley for inviting me to do Tarot Off the Cuff. I love it. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And thank you all so much for watching. All right. Take care.
Hi, thanks for watching. This is Kevin Quigley with Tarot Off the Cuff. If you can take a second, click the subscribe button down below. That'll let you know when a new video is posted and you might want to jump over and watch it. If you hit the thumbs up for the videos that you really like, that will help spread the word so new people will find Tarot Off the Cuff in their feed, and that helps the channel grow. That would be great. And if you got a question or a comment, positive or negative, whether you agree or disagree, or if you want to add information or your own take on a particular card or a particular topic, put a comment down below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much.